Hey, you can trust what the body do. What the body do, man.
Give me your body like this. Give me your nigga like this.
this.
What are we doing? What's up, y'all? What are we doing?
The challenge.
What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Oh, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom. We're the real reality or whatever.
Oh, we started real ghetto today.
I'm your host, Farrah. We're joined by one of us, Lee. I'm happy because I'm done. I'm done with Tori for now. I'm done with Jordan for now. I'm done. I'm free. Woo.
For now.
Y'all, it's been 9 months. I could have had a baby.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like there's no reason to celebrate that soon because the USA...
We will be right back. It clearly, I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, y'all. Okay, we're going to get a break. All-Stars 4 is going to happen. We're going to get a break. No, bitch. I don't think so. They're doing promo for the Challenge USA 2, which Tori Flop is on. I'm sick of seeing her face.
Well, you said off the podcast, we might as well just become Tori Stans at this point.
I was feeling like it would be better for my mental health if I stand Tori, because I'm going to be stuck with her for a while, is clearly.
But do we want to become Tori Dillinators?
Can I, is the question.
I cannot.
Do I have the ability?
I cannot.
Do I have the ability, is the question. This is the final, terrible final.
It was boring.
Terrible final again. Terrible season. Now that the season's over,
he said it would be one of the most hard ones, but honestly, it looked like
it was probably hard for them.
Literally, the Ride or Dies final was quite literally how many hours? Like 100 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100 hours.
That was way harder than this. He said of, I guess, because of the weird shot collar thing they had later on, but that seems
that total drama scene.
Girl. Scary.
I was bored. Terrible final, terrible season, in my opinion.
Terrible
winner. Let's get into it. Who won? Terrible winner.
Kaz.
Mother. No.
Stepsister, maybe.
So they start off on the train. I was confused.
Stepsister and uncle won.
Yeah, grandpa. They start off on the train. They get off the train. When they get off the train, girl, the train. TJ is explaining to them. TJ's explaining to them the shit, and honestly, I got confused. Had to wait for them to do it, but basically, they got to run in a circle, a big ass circle.
It's called Loops of Hell.
Period. When you complete one loop, you have to do one challenge. There's 4 challenges, so you have to do 4 loops. You can do 1 challenge per loop. The first person who gets there gets to choose which one they do, which will leave the other 3 with the other 3 options. The second person can pick what they want, third person can pick what they want, and the fourth person will just get whatever's left. But that's only for the first loop, which I didn't understand. I thought it was going to be forever, but it was just for the first loop.
Yeah.
So,
and then every loop around it, each team will get a chance to do every single challenge.
You have to do every challenge, yeah. So boom.
It just seemed like I don't know. That was very simplified. Like
it seemed like high school.
They basically had them running in a circle.
Middle school. It seemed like in middle school you have what's the day? What's the day where everybody goes outside and
field day?
Field day. That's what
it did get field day. It does. And then it's like they had to repeating these 4 checkpoints. And honestly, it was just like on a bunch of just confessionals of them, montages of them completing the same checkpoints. Like it was crazy. Because it was only 4. You had Crack the Code, Wait for It, Throwing Shade, and 6 Smoothie. Which I mean, they were all mainly done before in the qualifier. They had they got into the game.
I was just going to say that. They've all been done before. So we watched them do shit that they've all done before and run around in a circle. Deadass. It was getting filled today.
They had to run around in a circle, and then it was like you had to complete checkpoint and then run an extra 16 miles.
Yeah.
So that's and I noticed this with the Ride or Dies one. It's like there's a continued pattern of you just want to tire them out as much as possible. Yeah. Like you have them do a lot of things just for their body to break down.
Yeah. And it's like, okay. Visually, it does nothing for me. I don't know. I miss when...
Because I feel like it used to be like...
Have them climb out.
Like, what? Honestly, the last interesting one, which it could have been an interesting final if they all didn't flop, was the Challenge USA one. Yeah. It was a race.
I agree.
I love just a normal
just have them race. Up a mountain. Up a big-ass mountain.
Go up a mountain. That's the funniest thing. But it sucked because all them bitches flopped and couldn't complete it except Danny. Yeah. But it's like... Hey.
Hey, they should have just gave them a penalty.
They don't listen to us.
That was weird. Why didn't they just give them 2-hour penalties for not?
Because that was like, y'all gonna finish this damn puzzle.
And they said, no, we're not, and quit, period.
Right. So they said, bitch, we are not MTV. We do not need this. I will take my stipend and go home.
So
like, bitch, I'm a millionaire. I won Survivor.
No, literally.
Damn mountain.
Well, actually, the millionaires stayed. Well, yeah, the millionaire stayed, babe. Sarah. Period.
Well, I mean, babe, she was last. The path was cleared out. They said
she was in booty hole last again.
Look,
no
shade. Literally. I feel like what happened. Segue, y'all. Segue. Challenge USA 5. What happened was no one completed the Sudoku puzzle. They all left. I feel like it took them about probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get down the hill to Sarah to say, "Hey, Sarah, everyone's gone.
So just go."
She said, "Okay.
Go ahead, go, baby."
So Danny won. Like if Danny won at like 12, Sarah won at like 3.
Yeah, dead ass. Where was we at? They start running.
Oh yeah.
By the first checkpoint, Casey and Troy are in the lead, so Casey and Troy get there first. Kaz and Jordan get their second. Tori and Danny get their third, and Theo and Sarah get their last. We see that Theo
on the way.
Yes.
Theo
done broke his leg,
ankle.
and that's
and like I just feel like Theo has been very loud on the social media, on the Instagram, just very loud, very bold, and you provide nothing entire season, and then you roll your ankle in the final, and then you quit. Like this is what we get from Theo. This is supposed to be Theo's big comeback to the challenge, and I'm not even trying to shame him for rolling his ankle. Like that's a legitimate injury, really bad for him. I feel sorry for him. I'm glad he's okay. But just like, you were talking a lot of shit online for your comeback to be ended with an injury and nothing else. Mm-hmm. One daily win that was basically handed to you.
No daily
eliminations.
Win. No daily win.
He said he had drama, but no one wanted to see that fake ass drama with Kaz that you made up.
I don't like Theo. It gave flop. If you like him, great for you.
I don't hate Theo. I just feel like he was talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, and that shit made me not like him. All he did, when he did get in drama, he was coming for Danny for no reason.
He did come for Danny. I remember that.
For no reason. So I don't care. Boom. Troy and Casey, when they complete the loop, they choose wait for it. Because Troy already did this in the qualifier. He ended up. Mm-hmm. Danny and Tori, they do bolts.
Throwing shade.
Throwing shade.
Throw these bolts into this basically a container far away.
It's like easy now that I'm thinking about
it. Like what?
Ass. Definitely field day. Like wow. I guess the run is a lot, but
that's the main thing. Is just tired about like okay.
Kaz and Jordan do crack the code.
They usually have a good nasty swimming part.
Something. Kaz and Jordan do crack the code, and Theo and Sarah they got to do the smoothly because they got their last. Mm-hmm. So Kaz and Jordan they're doing the code, and they end up finishing first. But the tea on the code is I don't know if this is real tea, fake tea, whatever. They showed the pictures of the code on Twitter. We went to the code, and everybody was like, the answer that they got was 042. When you go through the questions. It doesn't give the answer 042. I'm not gonna lie. I went through the questions. It's like this isn't giving this, but girl, they answered it right. Everyone answered the same thing, so we move. But
that's the thing. If Jordan and Kaz completes it first, you can just tell. Well, the answer is this.
Yeah.
And it's like
because literally they're writing with chalk. So how do you erase that? Because when you erase chalk, it's still a little faded thing on there. I guess you gotta really, really erase it. But I don't know. After this, Danny and Tori, they complete their shit, so they in second. Then Casey and Troy, they complete the wait there in third. And Theo and Sarah, they do last, and they finish their drink last. At this point, it stays the same the entire challenge. And honestly, now that we finna go through it, this shit is boring. Because it stays the same the entire time. The entire time.
There was a moment where Troy and Casey got their lead back again. But Casey's leg is fucked up basically this entire time. Like her body is damn near losing on her because of the hall brawl. Mm-hmm. So it's like it is over. Like
I'm not doing this. So they do a loop. They get on the third loop. By the time everyone is on the third loop, they started passing up Theo and Sarah. Theo and Sarah got lapped by this time. So by this time, Theo's ankle is bad. They're getting lapped. They're struggling on the challenges. It was bad.
It's bad.
Mind you, not mind you.
No, it's fine.
Boom. It was bad for them. So everyone's completing the third loop, and Theo and Sarah, they're still on the second. They're still trying to finish their thing. Around this time, we see Jordan try to push Kaz, make Kaz go faster. Kaz like, girl, you're kind of making it worse. Please shut up. We keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody gets to the fourth loop, except Theo and Sarah. By this time, people start finishing. Kaz and Jordan, literally, they their last thing is to finish their drinks. And what happened was as everyone was completing, Kaz and Jordan and Tori and Danny, the only thing they had left to do was to finish the drinks. So by this time, Tori and Danny have to wait for Kaz and Jordan to finish their drinks. So Kaz and Jordan are literally sitting there finishing, and Tori and Danny are just waiting for them to finish. As they're waiting, Casey and Troy pull up. Casey and Troy start doing their last task, which was the puzzle. So Casey and Troy already started to do it. Kaz and Jordan finished their drinks, and now Danny and Tori and Casey and Troy are both doing their last task, trying to compete for second place, but we already know that Kaz and Jordan are in first at this point. So while this is all happening, Theo quit.
Yeah, he pulled out, and it was just like, honestly, it was just like a anticlimactic finish. It sucks. I feel bad for Sarah because she was saying how she came out there for her family, but no shade. The way it was behind, it was not given she was gonna win it either way.
And that's the thing, like, I felt like Kaz and Jordan had the leverage because Jordan won 80 challenges. Everyone else here has only won one, if any. And then when they started, I was like, when they initially started and Casey and Troy were in the lead, I was like, okay, Casey and Troy, they were kind of my second option. But Casey just started doing bad, and it got worse and worse and worse. And it's like, she doesn't have that stamina.
It would really mess her up with the not sleeping too, because it's like now she didn't have a rest really since the hall brawl. Well, she had to sleep on the train, but then they woke up and went straight to the challenge.
Yep.
So she was just going.
Literally, because after this, Theo and Sarah quit. Casey and Troy get second. So Kaz and Jordan are in first. Casey and Troy are in second. What is that bitch name? Tori and Danny are in third. And Sarah and Theo have quit the game. They're out. So everybody goes to the train.
Back to the express.
The train. When they get back to the train, it's an awkward moment because TJ is like,
why are they on the train? Like, is this the Polar Express? What the
I don't know. And at first,
what
I was like,
this final? And then it got weird.
I got excited because at first I was like, is they finna have to do like a murder mystery and like really switch it up?
The try us.
Like, what is it finna get? And it's like, it gave nothing but total drama, y'all. We are now transitioning from the challenge to total drama world tour. Literally total drama world tour. Because TJ comes in like Chris McClain when he's wearing everything.
He got a train conductor suit on.
Chris McClain
like,
comes
wait,
in.
what is the audience? Like, honestly, who are they trying to?
Toddlers. You remember the Puss in Boots promo 2 seasons ago?
You're right.
No, that was last season. It was just the beginning of last season. So it felt like a year. It was a year ago in November.
It was, right, season 39A. There's an A sign and the B sign.
It literally was. Okay. They get on the train, and there's total drama now, y'all.
With Dwayne.
So Chris McClain is talking to them, and he's everybody don't know who that is. TJ is talking to them, and he's like, "Yeah, Casey had to go. She was a little sick. No, Casey. Theo had to go. He got a little sick, broke his leg. So
get Theo out.
Is anybody else feeling a little sick?" And they were like, he was like, "Does anybody need anything like a IV?" And it's like, I know in their heads, they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Because no one just thinks IV and thinks, oh, yes, I want an IV. No one just thinks walking around. So he was basically offering them IVs, but only half of them, only 3 of them, 1 from each team. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. I was confused.
The whole scene I thought was weird because honestly, I didn't know IVs can be a thing to boost energy. And I thought this was going to be somehow part of the challenge. But because the way he was introducing it, it felt like this was important for the challenge. Like, honestly, this didn't get shown on television at all. Why are we seeing them on the medical beds getting shot up with IV clear liquid?
Now that you're saying it,
I don't think we even needed to.
The episode could have been 40 minutes.
Like, not like really thinking about it. Why did we see that? Like, honestly, I felt kind of creeped out about it. Like,
and honestly, also seeing them dress up, the next part is like, why was that on the episode too? It just feels like shit that would be on the total drama episode. You know how they get sent to to the nursery where they got to get nursed back to life every time they die. That's what this game. Like, what is this? What is this? It was.
You couldn't give them no Gatorade, and then you only able to have like half of the team. Like, what is this psychological warfare? Like, what's going on?
So I guess they're trying to show us how tired they are. Girl, we don't care. So half of them are doing IVs for a minute, and then he comes back like an hour later. They kind of nap a little bit. Who knows? He comes back an hour later in his train conductor suit, being very, very like cryptic.
So, why are we doing this? What's going on?
And he's like, these are your keys. You get key number 1. And I thought they were gonna be so important. I was like, these keys are gonna be so important. They didn't even need keys. Hit key number 1 for you because you're in the lead. You get number 2, and you get number 3. So he gave the teams based on how they, placed their keys. After this, he's like, we're gonna go to a separate cart. Follow me. So everybody gets up.
It's just so what the hell is happening?
They go to a separate car, and he makes them put on suits and dresses. So they put on the suits and dresses, and then they eat. And it's like, okay. Like, I don't know. It just felt very Total Drama-y because they make them eat this feast. And everyone's like, okay, we're eating.
It's literally a Total Drama episode. And then that episode 2 is Total Drama.
No, literally. So he makes them eat, and then he leaves.
Wait, it's because they basically have them run. They wait on the Total Drama episode. They wake them up early. Them run in a circle.
Run around in a circle. They feed them.
Eat. And then they make them stay up.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, TJ is laughing at them.
And he put shock collars on it. They didn't even do that. Usually,
where's chef? Where the fucking chef? Like,
that's all we need. So he makes them eat. He comes back and he's like, "You guys are gonna be wearing these."
My thing is, honestly, they're kind of dumb. I would not have ate that much food. I would have definitely been like, "This is a setup."
Why would this be? If it was me, I would be like, "No way, we finna be in a Total Drama episode right now." But I guess when he had them put on the suits and dresses, that didn't mean anything. Why were they in suits? Why were they in suits? Because they took them off for the next part of the challenge, didn't they?
Festiveness.
Girl, he comes back. He's like, y'all are going to have to wear these shock collars. And if you fall asleep, we're going to shock you awake.
What are we watching?
Like Total Drama. They literally have worn shock collars on Total Drama, bitch.
Mind you, no one was getting shocked. And I definitely saw some closed eyes.
They were asleep. Cass was all the way asleep. Jordan said, Cass. She said.
They was definitely not wearing the shock collar. I want to see somebody get shocked a little bit.
I was thinking, like, is that safe? Do we have legal shock collars?
Don't tease it. Don't give it to us. I want to see a bitch get shocked up.
None of this could have had to be shown. Who even cares? I feel like they could have shown something else, but nothing happened.
No, like the whole scene, like this takes up most of the last episode. Them being the IV, them dressing, and them staying up. And it's like it makes it such a weird final because it's like usually at finals you're actively going. We're actively watching them complete things. We just see them talking to them and laughing while staying up, dumping their heads into ice cold water. Like, are we watching an episode of iCarly? Like, what's going on? Like, I just feel like
what? So they all have to stay up
because we've had stayed up challenges before. We've seen it before in challenges.
Yes,
it's interesting. Like they have them stand up in the cold. They'll stay up all night. That's interesting, but this is just so kid-like.
Or like even what was it last season where you had to shovel the dirt? Oh, it was when Angela got DQ'd. Was it Angela? Somebody got DQ'd at the Challenge USA final because one person had to dig. I don't remember what season it was. Somebody had to dig.
Challenge USA final. Yeah, and then Angela said, "I'm gonna sleep," and it was like, "Angela, you slept? You didn't dig?" She was like, "Well, yeah," and he was like, "You're out." And it's like, "What?"
And it's like you said that you would get a penalty if you didn't dig, but you didn't say that they were gonna be out because they didn't dig. It was so weird.
Why no? And the other thing is she let her sleep. No one didn't go wake up and tell her that shit.
Like
that
literally, she clearly didn't know. She needs to
come
back, bro.
Angela would have won that final.
Who won?
Sarah.
She would have won
by default. And well, as long as Angela knew how to do Sudoku, which
she might. Angela. Something random.
Angela feels like she know how to do Sudoku. I feel like she definitely wouldn't know how to do Sudoku. I don't know why. Right. She would have figured it out.
Y'all see how we talking about every other final, but this one. We done mentioned Ride or Dies. We've been talking about Total Drama, Challenge USA final. Because once they wake up, they start the next leg. All the next leg is a race, y'all. So they get up.
He wakes up, and then he tried to make it sound so, when I let you go, you're going to race to a break or do a bicycle. and you're gonna go down a winding, long, rough road, and then you're gonna get off your bicycle, and you're gonna go down a long, winding, rough path, and then you're gonna race to the front. Like what? Like it's
literally. And what happened to actual time penalties? What happened to, because Kaz and Jordan won, they get an actual amount of time instead of just them getting an hour
resetting.
Of sleep. What happened was they got an hour of sleep, so they were like, "That's your benefit of getting first." And it's like, I guess an hour versus 15 minutes, neither of the niggas slept, honestly. So I feel like
well, that's the thing. I want to see what was that tea, because at the end, didn't we not just see them all sleep? At the end, it's
yes,
like
but
sleep, so I guess
I think Tori and Danny had to wait for a little bit, and then the last.
So my thing is, why are we seeing the IV instead of the introverted sleep schedule? Because that's more important instead of just seeing them all wake up. Because literally, at the end, I'm thinking like they're all asleep right now.
And I feel like it didn't matter. I feel like all of them were sleep deprived. So it's like at the end of the day, sure they got an hour, but I don't think an hour of sleep is worth them literally winning the last section of the challenge. Y'all should have just gave them a time.
I'm that person. I wouldn't even took that hour. I really just wouldn't have been asleep because I would not have been able to
get in the. So girl, what happens is they all get on the bikes and they're all equal. They all have the equal amount of time. So at the beginning, Casey and Troy are in the lead on the bikes. When they get off the bikes, and it's like they shouldn't be in the lead. Like they got second for a reason. They should have gave them a time. When they get off the bikes, and they start running, Casey and Troy are still in the lead. Kaz and Jordan are in second, and Tori and Danny are in third. They start running. We see Kaz and Jordan, they walking real briskly. And eventually they can see Casey and Troy. And he's like, just keep walking. If they run, we run. If they walk faster, we walk faster. Eventually they pass them up because Casey tired ass.
Her body at this point is just fully shut down.
Like before this leg, she was crying. She was crying before this leg.
Yeah.
In the little confessional, she started breaking down. And it's like, it's weird because Casey seems so well-rounded. She seems so capable of doing a final. And then we've heard, of course, that she's done bad in other finals. And then we see here, she's kind of like just not able to handle it, it feels. What happened?
I was reading my notes.
Oh, what you put?
Casey's body is going down in the earlier round.
You're stupid. Sugar, we're going down. You're dumb as fuck.
Oh, God. I have written quotes under it.
What?
Maybe the child isn't for you, sweetheart.
Shout out to baby. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know this or not. I don't know if
Bailey Dayton is an icon.
I'm a Bailey Dayton stan. If Bailey Dayton is on the challenge 40,
I will be carrying it.
Glued.
Yeah, glued.
I'm not. I'm going to be happy to watch. You know how dreaded I am watching this shit. It's so
I will need to hear, but she would have to make it to the end because as soon as she's gone,
she's making it to the end. Bailey has never went home on the challenge.
Well,
she's never not made a final.
Okay, let's finish this season, child. Let's go.
They're racing when they start rocking. Kaz and Jordan pass them up. When Kaz and Jordan pass them up, they stay in this lead the whole time. Kaz and Jordan get to a slider puzzle. Casey and Troy get to the slider puzzle after them. Kaz and Jordan finish. Casey and Troy, they're still on it. And as Casey and Troy are still on the slider puzzle, Tori and Danny pull up. And now they're on the slider puzzle. So Kaz and Jordan are in the lead. They're climbing up on the mountain.
Casey isn't even helping Troy with the slider puzzle at all. Like, she's on the sidelines just like
hunched over. And it's like, girl, clearly it's a lot they have to do. Could I do it? Damn. No.
Definitely not.
But you've been doing the challenge a lot. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. But Tori and Danny done caught up. So at this point, it's them two trying to finish the slider puzzle, and Kaz and Jordan have to walk up this big ass mountain. Well, it's not even a big ass mountain; it's a medium sized hill, babes. So they have to climb up the hill. So they're climbing up the hill. Casey and Troy get finished, so they're in second. And then Tori and Danny get finished, so they're in third. Everyone's climbing up the hill, and we see Casey telling Troy, she's like, I'm just glad you were my partner. And Troy was like, tell me when we get up the hill, babes. Tell me that when we're done. Troy was not having it. And Troy won his challenge. So did Kaz.
Yeah.
Everybody here won.
Yep.
Except Theo. Hey, he's not here. It's funny because Theo was the only one who wasn't a winner, and he bowed out.
And Sarah won that.
But hey, we moved. Apparently, he had drama. We missed. Oh, the keys. I'm sorry. It just makes me realize how much irrelevant shit they showed us. The keys were to unlock the slider puzzle. And it's like, okay. Why did y'all show us? Why did they show us?
Well, and also too, he told them in the beginning they have to keep the thing with their flag, with the team flag. What was the relevance of that? Because I never even
there was no relevance to that.
Okay. I was just making sure.
And it's like, what? But anyways, so as they're walking up the hill, Jordan and Cass, they get to the top. They find out they have to go all the way back to the bottom. So they start climbing down, and Casey and Troy get passed up. Tori and Danny done passed them up. They make it to the top of the hill first, and they get whatever they need. They needed a key again, but the key doesn't really matter again. So they start walking down the hill.
This whole last part is just
girl, like, Cass and Jordan win.
like it's not getting stupid. It's not getting
what?
Did you hear this? They go up the hill and come back down the hill.
And then they get a key that doesn't matter. Like, what the fuck, bro?
They just have shit. They just be having them doing shit. They're out of ideas at this point. They are out of ideas. They have 4
I just want to know where
they're out of ideas.
What I hate is that it doesn't seem like it seems like who has the most stamina, period. It seems like a stamina challenge. And I love the stamina factor, but I wish these checkpoints actually meant something. Like, I wish they actually meant something. First of all, all the checkpoints were stupid as fuck, and they've all done them before. Secondly, there's no secondly. That was enough. All the checkpoints are dumb as fuck, and they all done them before. And secondly, they didn't even matter. Because when they finished it all, they all reset and started at the same time the next day.
I'm sick of that twist. Like, man, that's I think it's mainly because they keep trying to have these, you sleep throughout the night, and then
damn,
we didn't need them.
We didn't actually. But what was you saying? I'm sorry.
I was just saying they love to do these sleep in the middle and then you wake up the next day. But it's like it's really not fair to have them all start at the same pace.
Why is there not a staggered time?
Because basically, especially like, and this happened twice. Like specific, it was definitely in Ride or Die. It was prevalent in Ride or Die. They just had them do things for 100 hours. Just have them do tasks for 100 hours. Why are we just having them do tasks to tire them out? Have them
just for the end to be them starting at the same time.
And I thought All Stars 4 was going to be interesting because I thought, okay, we have this point system, the point system, All Stars 3. But then the point system ended up being a way just to eliminate them. It was just stupid. And they ended up resetting it again. Like, don't reset them. Like, maybe just to make them more fair, let's equalize it. I don't know.
Bitch, this is the final. Equalize what?
Jordan and Cass win. Troy and Danny get second. Troy and Casey get last. I don't really care that Jordan won. It is what it is. Cass, shout out to you, I guess. Honestly, I wanted Danny to win or Sarah. They did not. Yeah. I'm not shocked. I mean, I'm not shocked that Jordan won. I mean, this is what Danny and them saw was going to happen. And it happened because, of course, Jordan was going to win.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Danny had a diary room after Jordan won. He was like, I mean, I just wish we put him in more. And so he was like, yeah, well. Mm-hmm. My thing is, when I was thinking, I was like, well, Tori, Danny, I mean, when Theo and Sarah left, I was like, oh, Tori, Jordan, and Casey are getting money no matter what.
Yeah, because Jordan
they're going to split it 3 ways.
Yeah.
So they won.
Regardless.
The season was cute at the beginning.
And bad towards the end, but that always happens with the challenge. That's just typical with the challenge.
I think it always goes too long. It's funny because this wasn't even a long season.
I don't think it goes too. I think it goes too long with people I don't give a fuck about.
It's the people.
It's the people.
Because if Bailey was here, I would be.
And that's why I think going. So what we have, the girls who are into the challenge USA, I'm into the challenge world. I'm happy because with us covering it, we're way more into like what's coming up. So we know All Stars 4 is done filming. And should be coming out soon, but there's no promo for her. The girl is saying it's probably gonna come out in fall. We don't know when she's coming out, but we're definitely covering her. And I know the cast, so I'm excited for All Stars 4. I think that All Stars, I think there's a lot of people on there that I will stand throughout, and I think it could be interesting. Now USA, if y'all
not
been keeping up with some of the stuff,
not happy for her.
We will.
Looks like we will see Tori Deal again.
Yes, for a very long time again.
Oldie Bananas again. Wes again, and it's like Wes. I don't even hate him, but I don't want to see him again. He's old.
Yeah, I am excited to see Corey. I am excited.
I'm not excited to see Corey.
I don't give a fuck.
Talk about Corey.
Me and Corey share the same birthday.
Bessie gonna be back sucking people's dick again.
Yeah. Josh gonna be out, girl. The tea on the streets is that Josh and Tiffany got into it.
That's gonna be very interesting to see. Last time he got into it was with a girl.
I'm excited because I think.
Let me shut up.
I mean, from the one here on the streets, I think it still could potentially be something interesting to watch. So we'll see.
I got chicken in the oven. I'm out. What you want to say? We done.
That's it. We out. Thanks for watching, guys.